Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that His presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. We continue on in 1 Peter. We're at chapter 4, verse 12. And it's kind of like Peter ended the letter at verse 11. He even said, Amen. And to Christ be the glory and the power forever and ever. And so that would kind of seem like an ending, but now he's going to readdress his readers, dear friends, beloved, and he's going to circle back and talk with them more about suffering. He talked about this at the beginning of his letter. He talked about it some in the middle. It seemed like he brought the letter to a conclusion, and now he's not really done yet. He's going to one more time hit it. So that tells me that they must have really been dealing with some difficult issues that were causing a lot of pain in their lives. So we'll pick it up again at verse 12, chapter 4. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come on you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice inasmuch as you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when His glory is revealed. And so he had already talked to them about suffering and about how they've been through some fiery trials, and these have come so that your faith may be tested and may be proved genuine. And he circles back to that and says, don't be surprised that you're dealing with fiery ordeals, with whatever it might be. And we don't know if there's a particular thing that they're dealing with that they know and Peter knows, and so he's addressing them about this, or whether it's just, the fiery ordeal that comes with being a Christian. And so we face testing, and the result of that testing is that it shows the genuineness of our faith, and we typically grow in the midst of that testing. I don't know if the fiery ordeal was they were facing a lot of backlash from family members for being Christian. I don't know if the fiery ordeal was in their work situation, where everybody at their work wanted them to compromise their integrity. And yet because of Christ and living true to Christ, they just could not compromise. And so everybody turned against them. I don't know what the fiery ordeal might be, whether it's that they only worship Christ and this is counted as an offense to their city, their community, and all the gods that are worshiped. But Peter says, don't be surprised that you're dealing with such a fiery ordeal. Don't be surprised that you don't fit and that you're facing all kinds of pressure to conform and that it's kind of tearing you up. Don't be surprised. You are participating in the sufferings of Christ. That just as Christ was rejected, you are being rejected. And so don't be surprised at that, but instead rejoice. The testing of your faith that's going to show that you're genuine, that you're legit, that you really do follow Christ. And that's going to speak volumes to people about how real Christ is and how powerful Christ is and the difference that Christ makes in our lives, especially as we don't retaliate, but we respond as Christ would respond, with blessing and with prayers for those who persecute us and who kind of make life fiery. And so don't be surprised wherever you find yourself scattered that you're facing a fiery ordeal, that you are suffering and facing hard times precisely because you are a Christian, because you follow Christ. And it says to rejoice that you participate in these sufferings, because when Christ is revealed, how much more will you rejoice? That the glory of Christ will be revealed, and all those who are giving you a hard time for following Christ, they're actually going to see the glory of Christ and that you were right to be faithful to Christ all along. So don't wait till then to rejoice. You can actually start rejoicing now because you are sharing in the sufferings of Christ. Listen to it one more time. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come on you to test you as though something strange were happening to you. No, this is pretty normal in the Christian life. But rejoice inasmuch as you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when His glory is revealed. Christ's glory will be revealed, and you'll rejoice. But you don't have to wait till then to rejoice. You can actually start rejoicing now that you're counted worthy to participate in the sufferings of Christ. And as you participate in those sufferings, you're not alone. You have fellow believers throughout the world going through the same thing, and even more, Christ is with you in those sufferings, in that fiery ordeal, in that rejection. Again, I cannot help but think about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You talk about going through a fiery ordeal, but were they alone in that furnace? No, King Nebuchadnezzar saw a fourth in there with them. And so don't be surprised that you go through a fiery ordeal, but also don't be surprised that you're not alone. Christ is with you. God bless. Have a great day. And wherever you find yourself, scattered, whatever that fiery ordeal is, rejoice. Christ is with you, counting you worthy. God bless.